back to another little video here. I'm doing a quick little vlog here kind of thing because today I've been really kind of just thinking about a lot of things, and recently I haven't been doing a lot of recording on video games. I haven't been doing a lot much else of other things. But there's kind of a thing that I've really wanted to say today, and it's more of just around kind of what goes on in my life. And basically, recently, for those who have actually watched my videos, I've probably released about 2 videos this whole year, and I've been trying to get to that 1 video a day thing, so I should technically have 27, plus the vlogs, which I may or may not release on like other video days and kind of thing, that what I was planning. But since that's not what I've planned, or since that's not what's been able to happen due to just me doing other things, becoming too busy, and on top of that, me also doing things that are out with friends a lot of the time. So there's a week where, like, during winter break, I was probably never at my house. I was like always outside, always doing something. Like, I'd go to bed and I'd wake up at I'd go to bed at like 5, and then all of a sudden I'd wake up and like we'd this whole routine again and again and again. We'd have all these different things to do. And throughout my entire life, basically, I've been kind of one of those kind of guys that would never really have much out of people to kind of talk deeply with, I guess, more of. But then, yeah, I feel when I'm speaking to a camera, posting up online, and people don't know who I am and don't know what my story is, I feel a little more comfortable telling them my story, even though I may not know them. They could be someone somewhere out there, just being some random person. I feel a little more comfortable talking to that, and I've only found in my entire life about 2, maybe 4 people that I can actually trust. One of them is actually, well, 2 of them are technically girls. I can't remember if there was any more besides these 2, because these are the 2 that are currently in my life. Basically, one of them's a really good friend of mine. She's kind of helped me through a lot of stuff with this other girl, basically. And the other girl is one of my exes, and basically, I've just been trying to kind of recently, like, we've been trying to kind of do something something kind of something. I'm not too exactly sure exactly kind of what's going on with it anymore. And now, so the first girl, we're gonna call her Linda, I guess. I don't know, that was the name just popped off my head from a YouTube video I was watching earlier, and one of the characters' names in the game was Linda. So that's gonna be girl 1. So Linda, basically, she's helped me through a little bit of helping me with girl number 2, who we can call I don't know, I'll just call her girl number 2 for now. I can't really think of names. So Linda's been basically helping me, and she's been giving me help on telling me what I should kind of do. A lot of the times I haven't appreciated kind of the thoughts that she's given me. Like, sometimes she'd tell me just, oh, give up on her, you guys broke up a long time ago kind of thing. And I'm still sitting here trying to go after the other girl after we broke up. And now I'm sitting in a predicament where me and her, we both can feel kind of there's still that connection between us, because we kind of ended, like, the relationship ended not on terms of basically us wanting each other, not liking the other person. It was more of just something that she felt that was better. And recently I've been sitting around all today, and I've just been sitting around. Like, I don't look the greatest. My hair is just a complete mess. I've been lying down for the last 4 hours pretty much, just kind of thinking and just kind of trying to do life while I listen to music or watch YouTube, and I'm also waiting for a download and stuff. But otherwise, I've basically just been sitting around. And for girl number 2, basically, I've had so many messages that I've sent to her because she thinks something happened. I'm not too sure, but it's basically gotten to the point to where 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 texts I've gotten, not replies, and I'm not sure if I'm just being like some kind of weird kid who's doing something stupid or something. But basically, that's been kind of what's going through my life right now. And I'm just kind of more making this video just to kind of get things out of my kind of like thoughts, and hopefully it helps, as well as give kind of help out to you people out there, for anyone who ever kind of comes across that special someone that they've always kind of found in their life, that they could be the one, or that they're the person they've been searching for, kind of thing. Like, I designed, when I was starting to like girls and stuff all the way back in like 3rd grade or something, I made like a list of all the things that I'd really like a girl to have, and over the years the list had things taken in and out of. And then I met this girl over the summer, this 2015 summer, at my job, Waterworld. And I came across her, and it was basically like, damn, like, she's really great. I got her number the first day I met her, and then from there it was an on and on and on. And like 2 weeks in, I was kind of like, I really like this girl. She's pretty awesome. And then I asked her out, and over the course of me and her dating, she was fantastic. I really enjoyed kind of being around her every single day. She was always on my mind when I always left her at her house to go say bye, because we were done hanging out for that day, either because it was way too late or something. It was basically just that day. It was like one of our second date or something. Like, we came in work because we had to do something really early. It was like a little like second training kind of thing. They did like a make sure we're on top of our game training kind of thing, and you have to get there like 7, and we both didn't work after that, which is nice. We got up at like 5, got ready basically, and then we got to work, and she got from her like parents, and I drove myself. And basically, we're sitting there, we're doing the training stuff. The training stuff ended at like 9, 8-ish, I believe. And then after that, from that point on, we hanged out after that. We went to my house, we watched a movie. Well, we watched a movie. Then we kind of just killed time. We got around for a bit, and we kind of just enjoyed each other's company. And then around like 3 or so, we kind of were like, all right, one of my friends is kind of like, hey, let's go to Boondocks or whatever, this little fun center thing. And we headed out to the fun center area. And, we kind of sat down, we kind of were like, all right, cool, this will be a lot of fun. And throughout the entire kind of day, it was basically like we just had fun at the Boondocks, and then we kind of were like, all right, well, that was a lot of fun, And then, it came around at like 9 o'clock, and her family, I can't remember who it was, but, one of her family members came to come pick her up and take her home. And, we were just sitting in the parking lot, and we were just kind of talking and enjoying ourselves. And at the moment that she left, I realized I already missed her again and all that. And then, it kept going on throughout the dates and the days and the times that we saw each other. And it was just every single day I loved her and loved her more. And every single day that I wasn't with her, I missed her and missed her more than the last. And then it kind of got to the point to where we went to this big little concert festival thing that she was really into. And, I was like, I don't really care what I do as long as I'm with her. So, I went out to the concert, and around at this point, we started having a little bit of trouble. She ran in, like, one of her, like, old exes was kind of just being like, hey, I miss you, please come back, and kind of stuff. And, like, all this random bullshit stuff that started. And it kind of like, over time, it was kind of just like, like, just kind of ignore him, kind of think past it and think of what's going on now. And it's just like, she's still was so attached to him, kind of thing. And then, like, over time, we had a talk, and then, it felt like everything was all good. A few weeks went by after that, like, I think 1 or 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden it was like, bam, I think we were done kind of thing, and it was just like boom, right there we were done. And from that point on till now, I've been sitting at the point to where I feel not that I actually need to kind of just be with her more of, it's just more of like, she was the girl I was looking for. She fit this list perfectly in how I set it up in my head. And basically, that's kind of what's just been going on throughout my entire head. Yeah, so, I might also kind of post another vlog later on this week or something, but I've been kind of thinking about how my channel is, and because I enjoy playing the video games, but I just don't enjoy recording every single bit. And then I enjoy recording the single bits of games that I play. And for those games that I play, I don't enjoy them as much right now as other games that I was playing, like those games are like old games too that like no one would want to watch anymore. And it's just like I want to redesign my channel a little bit, I'm thinking. Instead of just being a gaming channel, I'd like to make it more of just a channel where I do kind of these conversations where I kind of talk to you guys and there's something going on in the background, whether it be like a game or just a picture or something, or just me vlogging it basically. But I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm talking to anyone who'd ever watch this video, and I'm expecting either to be from 0 to whatever number it could be. And to me, that doesn't matter. What matters is that I put this information out there, and that for anyone who ever sees this video, I thank you very much for watching this video. And if you made it all the way through the end, I thank you once again, because to me, nothing in life is easy obtainable that is fantastic to have. If you have to work for that something, whether it be a new job or a car or a house or anything, there's always something that you look forward to, that you want, that is something big. And I keep doing all these hand motions, but the camera's only getting my head, which makes it a little kind of hard for me. I guess, I don't know, can I like zoom out? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work. Oh, I just moved my mic. Oh, it's gonna zoom out. Kind of not. Okay, that's good enough. It's gonna zoom in. Oh, it's gonna zoom in again. Alright, well, that's good enough. And basically, like, so, anything that you go for that is big, the house or the apartment or the car or anything like that, it's not going to be something that you can just be like, bam, I got this, now what's next? It's going to be something that you have to work for a little bit. You're always going to have to work for, especially for a new job or a new house. I've always seen my parents where whenever they want to get that new house, my dad's working really hard, and he's really trying. And then my mom's always kind of like, all right, you can do this, just keep working as hard as you can. She always kind of pushes them up. And then I'm sitting here just kind of watching them, just trying to enjoy my life, and then all of a sudden they're just kind of trying to build this idea in their head that they want something bigger and better. Now basically, kind of how I'm feeling right now is basically that's something that I'm chasing for that is so hard to obtain is her. And it's not that I can easily just reach out and grab her and pull her in and put her back where I'd really like her, and that would be kind of like with me an idea. I can't just take her and put her and bring her to me. I have to work for her. I have to tell her all these things, and since we previously dated, it's a little easier for me to kind of express how I feel about her than if it was to be someone new. And also on top of that, every single person I've met after her has always been this kind of person that I'm not looking for. They've got this idea in their head where they want to do this, or they don't like this aspect, or they enjoy this aspect of their life so much that it's at an aspect where it's the only thing they'll talk about. And it's kind of like, there's more things than one thing that you'll talk about, so it gets to the point where you're just like, alright, yep, I get it, yep, oh, that's really cool.
and you just kind of, you get that little drag on. With her, it was always kind of something that, like, you could say anything and she would just go off on anywhere. And for a few things, an itch on my cheek, and for a few other things, like, there's not just one little thing about her that I like. It's almost pretty much from what I've seen, it's every little thing about her. Whether it be her, from her smile to her little, just the way she is, like the time when she was never looking at me, but she was just kind of minding her own business and we were still hanging out. It was always kind of like, she looks amazing. And then when she was looking at me, she'd always had this smile on her face that would always just make me smile. And even now, even just seeing her smile makes me smile. And right now, she's been going through a rough patch, and it's basically like that's the reason why she's not been talking to me, is because she's having such a hard time dealing with this other thing of other things that's going on. I'm not going into too specific details with all these things, and basically, what's been going on is the girl all the way back from to like the beginning of the video, the Linda chick that we gave like a fake name to, basically, she's at the point to where she's done hearing about how much I want her to be back in my life of girl number two. Linda is getting tired of hearing that she's the only thing that I enjoy for girl number two. Girl number two is basically the one I really enjoy. And that comes kind of to the idea of where my channel would go. Because I enjoy video games, they're a lot of fun. But it's also at the point to where I don't do enough of the requirements for that. I can do enough vlogs, I can do enough talking to where I can express what's going on in my life currently. I can kind of talk and explain kind of how my life is going, and if one day I got this girl back, maybe I'd feel like I was in a mood to kind of do more stuff with the channel and go back to how I used to be. Because around the time when I started kind of doing that video a day thing was about the time that I kind of felt like I didn't really need her in my life anymore after we broke up. And then after a few weeks and months and stuff, it all kind of just hit me again and again and again. And I kind of got to the point to where I'm distracting myself from what I find the most amazing thing in the world, and that's her. Everything I've been doing since our breakup is a new way to try and distract myself so that I don't like her as much anymore. And the more I try and do that, the more I end up liking her more. And that's basically how my thought process goes in my brain that I can't control. The more time I spend away from someone, I end up liking them more, which makes my life a lot harder. I do another thing. I talk a lot with my hands. I'm not Italian though, but I just talk a lot with my hands because, one, I'm also trying to kind of express myself. Another thing that I've learned kind of throughout my entire life of how, like, the really low number of years, I'm not gonna say again as well, just because right now, that's information that doesn't need to be released, basically. But basically, in my entire life, one thing that I've learned is a really good way to express yourself is with actions. Another good way to express yourself is with words and feelings. And another good way to express yourself is hand motions. Because basically, for those who can't express themselves through actions because, they're missing an arm or something because there's a born defect or a military accident or just something happened or, an accident, or not really a military accident, but they were in the military, they got in an accident, they like this disease took them over, they were born with it or something, like it was just like something that happened to them that makes it so they can't do those actions that other people can do. That kind of like got to me, like it was kind of like, like using combining all three of these together, it really kind of brings a powerful kind of way to speak to someone else. Because from what I've seen is whenever you see someone and they can't speak, comes to the first part or to the second part, they can't speak, they're using sign language, they're like, oh, like the what is it, this is N from, or T from what I learned in like elementary, like, and because like the teacher is like, no, instead of just raising your hand and to be like, may I go to the bathroom, especially if the teacher's like, oh, does anyone have any questions, or no, any other problems, you like raise your hand, he's like, oh yeah, what question, and you're like, oh no, I'm gonna actually go to the bathroom, like, oh yeah. he's kind of like, oh, do this thing, it's just all right, and then he'll like he kind of like give you a nod, like wave his hand, you'll be like, all right, cool, and then you kind of leave, and he just kind of accept that as his way to go, all right, they're going to the bathroom. And basically this gets to kind of the point to where then hands. I'm doing my like feelings and emotions on top of me speaking and doing actions, basically that actions people don't really see though. Actions outside of this video that I've tried to do and have done don't work, but now it comes to the part where hands, hand motion is extremely verbal and it really gets to some other people. And when you see someone actually combine all three of these together and they're either crying or they're trying to give like a brave speech, they're moving their hands and they're doing all these things. Alright, so you I forgot what I was doing or talking about. Oh no, hands. So basically, whenever you see someone doing the hand motions and stuff, and they're trying to give like a really powerful speech, they'll be kind of like shaking their fist and they'll be doing all these things and they'll be all uplifting. And whenever you see someone kind of doing like a sad kind of thing, they'll be kind of like, they'll be doing something with their hands that makes you kind of feel like you're like, oh, well, oh, I'm sorry, man, I'm really sorry for that. It really gets to you on top of how they speak and how they express their feelings and emotions to you. And it's basically kind of something that I've felt when, like, if you're with someone, or whether it be like a significant other or a friend, and they all are crying or something, then you're kind of just like, you sit there and you feel like you don't know what to do. And basically what I've learned over time is that you want to say words that are powerful to them, that can make them smile, on top of while giving them the comfort they need, using hands and actions and whatnot to kind of comfort them as well. And basically with hands, like if they're crying and like it's a girl and like her hair is all over her face, keep that hair out of her face and tell her how beautiful she looks, whether she's a friend or not. To any girl, hearing that she's beautiful will make her smile. And even to anyone else, even if you're telling a guy he's beautiful or he's handsome or something, it'll get him to smile. And it's just because how we perceive ourselves. We always see the people out on the stages, and you got like the models and the male models and the female models, and the female models will be wearing almost nothing and they'll be walking around like, oh, my perfect body. And then all the girls will be looking at that and they'll be like, oh, why am I not that skinny? Those girls have to work like really hard to become that like type of person that the world perceives beautiful now. And from what I've noticed, it's not true. Every girl I've always liked has never been that kind of skinny, tall, like all this blonde and brunette and like none of this and none of that. And it's just, it kind of gets me to the point to where like these girls aren't that beautiful. 95% of them are 100% wearing makeup over their entire face, and the other 5% are maybe wearing like mascara and the blush and some lipstick or something. And it's kind of like, you can tell when a girl's wearing too much makeup because their face like glows. Like you shine a light on it and it just glows. You don't want to look for a girl that just has her face glow and then you like take her swimming, all of a sudden you just see her makeup running, or you go out with her and all of a sudden like when you get married with her, she's all of a sudden like now like, oh, I can take off my makeup, he loves me for who I am. Takes off her makeup, he's like, oh my god, she's really ugly. Oh, what did I do? And yes, makeup can help with certain things, but makeup isn't what makes you beautiful. It's being you what makes you beautiful. And I'm saying that word really weird. I don't know why my tongue's going all weird because I've been talking for 5-ish minutes pretty much now. And basically it's kind of like, you don't want to kind of be that kind of person that goes up to a girl and says she's not beautiful because she doesn't have that pretty face. I mean, she could have the perfect body that you're looking for, but her face is just like, you're like, oh, she's horrible. And you tell her she's ugly or she's not beautiful. She's gonna feel so down. Even to a guy, it can get them down. Guys have as much emotions as girls. We've just born to hide it because society looks down upon men who show their feelings to the outside world or to anyone out there. And basically, from what I've learned, if I'm going to do something that provokes my emotions to anyone else, I basically have to trust them to so much extent that I feel like I can absolutely be they're the person that I either want to be with for the rest of my life because they're an amazing friend, or be with the rest of my life because they're the person I'm looking for. And on top of all that, you're not just basically in male models as well. They're always those big strong guys, and most actors wear makeup. And from what I can pick up, male models wear makeup. And it's just a thing in the fashion design. Like, if I were to be in that little design thing, I'd obviously, like, you would not be able to see any of the acne on my face, or, like, I'd have, like, this little, like, design kind of thing that make my face look even better. And it kind of look like it'd stand out more, and then I'd be a lot more buff. And it's kind of like, you don't want to become that kind of guy because yes, you want to become that kind of guy in a sense. You don't want to become that kind of guy to impress girls. You want to become that guy to impress yourself. And if you can't impress yourself with who you are right now, find what impresses yourself. Find what makes you happy in you. And for me, what makes me happy in me is doing what I love to do, and that's play video games. And recently, I've been so down because of my breakup that happened for such a long time ago that I've basically been at the point to where nothing has made me happy except for being with her. And being with her is what makes me me. I haven't been the same guy I was since we broke up. Ever since we broke up, I haven't been able to kind of feel like I can be me. I'll talk to anyone now and I'm kind of just like, yeah, that's cool. And I'll kind of put on that little fake happiness thing that I can always do because I've been doing it for such a long time due to how I've been and who I've been. And being with her the first day we went out on a date, I could have never been ever happier. Her face at the end of that day, I literally can still remember that face, and it brings me to tears every time I think about it. And pretty much every single day, I just sit around and I just hope that there's one day that I can text her again and tell her I love her and get that response from her saying I love you too. It's never fun to kind of sit around and love someone and not get the love back. Especially if it's someone that you want to spend your life with. Now, I'm not the kind of person that would be able to tell you what's right and what's wrong. All I know is that I do what I want to do, and hopefully it turns out the way I want it to. Sometimes it doesn't and makes things a lot worse with it. And sometimes it does make things a lot better. All I've known is that you just gotta be happy with what you're saying and who you are. I know I'm happy with myself. I know, like, I don't want to be this built buff guy that can lift or bench, like, 500 pounds on a bench one day. I don't want to be that kind of guy. I want to be that kind of guy that people can kind of look at and be, like, he's not like one of those models. He's enjoying his life. I want to be that kind of guy. The guy that can enjoy his life, I want to be him. Wherever that man is out there in the world right now, I want to be that kind of guy. The guy that enjoys his life and enjoys the people around him. And right now, I can barely say I enjoy being happy. Because being happy is when I'm with her. And not being with her, I'm never happy. And basically, that's all I have for the video right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you sticked around for the whole 30-ish minutes here, I thank you very much. So do keep it original, guys.